Sketchy, we're back. We have a brand new plane from FMS. I am so stoked. This thing is beautiful. It's the 64mm brand new, hot on the market F-16, baby, and it's hot. The details on this thing are nuts. It looks so good. I'm pretty nervous to fly it because I don't want to ruin all of its beauty. This is like a model you take and you set on the shelf. Just kidding. 64mm have had my heart lately. I've been loving flying them. So much fun. They fit in the car perfectly, and this thing is just chef's kiss. If you haven't checked the unboxing video on this, do this, where we go over a lot of the details. But we have stuff like upgraded front landing gear with an actual shock, so dope. A rudder on a 64mm so we can swing the booty around. First plane with missiles on them. I think it looks dope. Obviously you can take them off and fly without them. Today we're flying with them. It has a 12-bladed ducted 64mm fan, so it's gonna sound freaking good. I'm excited to get this thing in the air. Also nervous as hell. Before we get into it, use the link down below to pick up this brand new FMS F-16 64mm. You can use code MACH3RC to save 10% off as well. I just spit when I talk. That must mean I'm really excited. Let's do it. All right, so we're using a 4S 2200 milliamp battery. It's a 50C. It's one I use for my other 64mm. So we'll plug that in. And guys, the lights are bright as hell. Obviously, it's like middle of the day right now, as bright as it can be, and it probably doesn't show up on camera. But the lights on the rudder, the wings, and then over by the front vent here, gorgeous. I'll put up a clip of it at night. It was nuts how bright it was. Another cool thing about this is I love the latch on here. Rather than having magnets, it latches up, which keeps it nice and snug on there. And then also we got reverse thrust on here. That is the best with these little jets because they can just roll, and I sometimes bring them in hot. About a 7-mile-an-hour wind out of here. Knees are shaking a little bit, but we're all right. We're in a new flying location. We're gonna give it a shot. There's no gyro, no stabilization, no AS3X. We just raw dogging it out here. So here we go, maiden flight of the FMS F-16. Take it out of the soccer field. Whoa. She's flying low walk here right at the check. Oh, she went down. We went down. Let's check out what's going on. All right, bird down. Let's check her out. We got throttle cut on. Looks like nose cone popped off, which is perfectly okay. Our landing gear, a little bit bent. Overall, she's in perfect shape though, other than maybe just our landing gear got a little smush on the crash. I'm gonna check my CG and we'll see if we can get her back up. Let's go take another look. We got some carnage on this one. We're gonna have to go back to the shop and repair. We got missiles all over the place. Landing gear ripped out, landing gear bent. 100% repairable, except maybe the missiles. Guess it's time to go back to the lab, see if we can get her fly better. All right, so getting her back to the repair station, you can see we messed up that front landing gear pretty dang good. It broke right off. It actually snapped, so there was no saving this one. What we had to do was order a brand new landing gear set, which came right away and was pretty cheap, so I was happy to see that parts were available. And for the hell of it, since I was ordering it, I got a nose cone also because we did break off the tube on the front end of it. Not a big deal. The old one would have been fine, but I was ordering landing gear anyway, so why not pick up a new nose cone? The new landing gear came with that rod, which I was stoked for, and as you can see, we got just a little bit of front end damage here, and then the missiles took a lot of beatings. I was able to glue a bunch of these up, but some were a little bit beyond repair. What we have to do here to take the landing gear off is remove this screw and then remove this little plastic piece that controls that wheel for steering. Pull out this broken rod. And as you can see right here, one is a little shorter, one's a little longer. Here's the new one. It slides right in. I was super happy with how easy this was to fix. It was no big deal. I've never had to do this yet, where I completely took out the front landing gear. So we're gonna slide it back in. It's gonna go on that rod that's down there below. A little tricky to line up with one hand. I'm trying to do on camera, and then you tighten it underneath there. Bada bing, bada boom. With it all back in, I couldn't wait. I took it out to my driveway and I was scooting around, driving around, having a good old time with her. She was driving great. I did need to straighten it out a little bit, which took quite a few attempts to get it back on straight, but boy, was I happy to have her back in one piece again. It is such a good looking jet, and for putting it down twice, I was pretty stoked that it was back together. And then the worst possible thing happened. I broke it again. Cruising around on the concrete, I hit a crack and it snapped that bent landing gear fully off. She was cooked. There was no saving this one. So even though I waited for all these parts to come in, got her fixed, I immediately broke it again and had to order a new rear landing gear. Luckily, it came quick. Again, it was in stock, which was good to see, and it was super easy to replace. You take out these screws, chuck that away, take out this little metal rod, and then chuck that away, and then you grab anything else and you chuck that away, and then you put on the new ones, couple screws, and we are all good to go. Round 2, fight! We're back. We made some good repairs on here. New landing gear's all good to go. She's looking pretty good. The lights are looking good. I got Hanger 14 with me here, so if anything happens, it's 100% his fault because he gave me the A-OK.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. All right, so we're gonna get this flying. We're in my comfortable location. After looking into it, it's really cool to get a jet first. It's not so cool when you're kind of a noob and a beginner still, and there's no videos to help you out with anything, and you think you have everything set up right, but you don't. Now that the plane's been out for a little bit, I watched some videos. I seen Brian Phillips, and he checked the CG with the plane upside down. When I did that, my CG was completely different. So now I did CG with the plane upside down, and I think I got it. I had to move my battery way up. So I can show you guys that quick too. I'm using a 2200 4S, and I got her pretty far up. Before I had it like here. And I think that being tail heavy with all the ordnance on it, with me being in a new location and just banking left super hard right away, I was set up for disaster. There's no way she was gonna live. But now she's gonna live. It's a little windy. I think it's like 8-mile-an-hour winds. Maybe 10-mile-an-hour gusts. Get at her.
Left to right.
I practiced it. You record?
Yeah.
Hanger 14, it's your first time seeing the FMS F-16. What do you think of it?
I really like it. I think it looks really good. I actually really like the color scheme on this. It looks dope. And this is actually like a real squadron, right?
Yeah, South Dakota Lobos, yeah. And I actually had one of the guys comment on my short form video saying, hey, represent. Is this semi moving? We always get semis when we're flying out here, which is not ideal. All right, let's taxi out. Make sure the landing gear is all good that we got on. It's been a little bit since I've flown because we have been getting rain every day of my life. And that's not even exaggerating. Taxi's good. Dude, it's like I got finally comfortable flying. Now I'm nervous again. I just want to have a good flight. She's such a beautiful bird. All right.
You are clear.
Clear? We ready to do this?
I hope that the semi made a noise. It's freaking me out.
I know. I think he's just making dinner.
All right. He's making dinner.
Here we go, boys and girls.
Well, that looks better.
It looks way better. Just gotta get the trim filled out a little bit here, and it's a little windy. I wish it was a little less windy. Also, it seems like she's banking left just a little bit, but overall pretty good. Getting a little bit of turbulence. It's flying so much better. So much better. Oh, baby. Oh, whew. Okay. I might honestly practice just bring in for a landing right away. With these jets, you don't get much time. You don't get much time to play. Go around, we're coming in hot. Without that ordnance, I feel a lot better. A lot better. Kick her up, throttle a little bit. Bend her around. There we go. Getting rocked around by the wind a little bit. Nothing too crazy though. All right, let's see if we can get her back in, wrangle her in. Oh, that light pole jumped out. You guys see that? Jumped out right at me. Can I get some toast with that butter? Do you see that? That might be the best landing I've ever had. Holy shit, all right, we still got some time, but I'm just... Dude, we out here, we're shaking a little bit. Also, I was coming down, I had rudder and I never used it that whole time because I'm so used to my F-22 not having rudder that I'm just kind of banking her. Okay, just need to get my bearings straight a little bit here. Sorry, it's been a little bit since I flew. That was sick. Now it's flying right. Also, I want to shout out, this thing durable as hell. I crashed it twice in a row, spent like 20 bucks and she's back and rocking. They say it flies better once you crash it. I've heard that term thrown around a lot. That's why I crashed it twice. All right, let's get her back in the air. Reverse thrust worked pretty good too.
Yeah, it looked like it
Yeah. These F-16s are so tippy.
Yeah, narrow wheelbase.
I love the lights on it. Really bright. They don't show up in the video that well, but
it looks amazing.
Yeah, it's really good looking jet. Man, I can't. That landed.
I didn't expect you to. I thought you were just like gonna go around. I'm like, oh, that's looking pretty good.
All right, let's get her back in the air.
All right, quick one.
Yep. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Might get a little more speed next time before trying some maneuvers. But we did all right. We did all right. Flying good. Dude, I'm liking it. I'm finally getting the feel for it a little bit more.
Yeah.
She's feeling good. I think it is. It is definitely a tad nose heavy, but that's what we wanted. I could trim it out, but I'm too nervous, so we ain't gonna trim it out here. But sorry if I'm flying far away. I'm nervous. I'm shaking like a leaf. Man, it's a good looking jet though. Sounds good. There we go. Yeah, that was a lot better. Don't lose orientation.
Yeah, the gray on gray.
Yeah, it does get tough. Especially, I don't think I got to be wearing my sunglasses right now. It's not helping. All right, let's bring her in for another landing. See if we can get half as good as the first. And I'll be happy. Oh, we're going around. We're going around. Dude, that pole keeps jumping out. Why is it jumping at me? All right. I think I might be losing power. All right, here we go. Here we go. Oh. All right, so I had my timer set a little long and I forgot. I had it at 3.5 minutes, and with this jet, especially with how fast you got to fly her, 3 minutes. 3 minutes, 100%.
Is that it?
Yeah, because when I turned there, I gave it full power. I was going full throttle the whole way around and all the way down. That's why I was getting kind of, because I couldn't, I was just, oh.
I was wondering, I'm like, you should probably give it a little more throttle.
No, that was all she got. So 3 minute timer, you'll be good. I was kind of juicing her a little bit there, and you do have to fly this one a bit faster. So my F-22 64 millimeter, I can kind of keep it at 50% throttle, flies nice and slow. This one, I'm gonna say 65% and up, you're gonna wanna keep it at, especially around those turns, doing maneuvers. I had almost full throttle it the whole time. So it's a little bit of a learning curve. It probably didn't help. I had it very nose heavy, so I'm constantly kind of fighting and doing the elevator to keep her up. But overall, dude, I love this thing. It looks fantastic. It looks super sharp. It holds up to me beating the piss out of it. And the landings feel amazing. They feel so good. So if you guys are interested in this at all, check the link down below. You can pick it up. It helps me buy more landing gear when I inevitably break that again. So hope you guys enjoyed. We'll talk to you next time.